Hello, guys. Welcome in. Can you guys hear me and see me? Welcome to Grit to Growth today. Let me see if you guys are here. Can y'all hear me? Just type a yes so I can make sure today we can see everything that's happening. All right. Hi, Deborah. Hello, hello. Type a yes in the comments if y'all can see me and hear me fine so I can begin. Thank you, Anitra. Thank you, Darlene. Thank you, Rose. All right. We have a great presentation today. Today, we're all about loan signing services, direct. All right. So let's go ahead and get started. Let's do this. All right. So some of you have already done your first ask of me, which is comment where you're from. All right. Next, I would love for you to comment what your experience is as a notary. Okay. All right. Brand new notary, you're still in your research phase, or are you an experienced notary and you're looking to hop into the loan signing field and you're wanting more information about it? Let me see what you guys, where you guys are in your notary business. Very new. Thank you, Darlene. California, new, a lot of new research phase. Okay. Hi, Wanda. All right. I see you guys. Commissioned for 2 years, Vanessa. All right. You are not a newbie. You are in that middle stage, taking off, ready to scale. Brand new, Chandra, Lashana. All right. Well, again, I want to thank you guys who are joining me here live. And then if you're watching this as a replay, thank you for coming in. I know that in the middle of the day when I'm posting these lives, you may be at work and you may be busy. But the good thing about YouTube is you can always come back and watch this later at your convenience. So let's go ahead and get started. Hi, Tamika. All right. So today's topic is notary business. As you guys know, we're at Grit to Growth, and I do talk on a various amount of topics, including notary and entrepreneurism and growth of your whole self growth as a person. So just so you know, we will have Q&A at the end, so you can put those in the comments, but I am going to, for the sake of time, go through our presentation today and then look in the comments for your questions at the end. For more information about any of our notary business programs, you can go to notarytraininghub.com. All right, so today we're going to talk about signing services versus direct. Then we're going to go over the common errors that we normally see in loan signing agents. And then the purpose of that is so that you can learn from those common mistakes and common errors and try not to make those same mistakes. All right. Thank you guys for commenting. I see you guys in Georgia, Detroit. Hello. What is a signing service? All right. So let's start here. Okay. A signing service is a business that acts as the mediator between individuals and entities requiring notary services, especially for loan signings and qualified notary signing agents. These services primarily serve the real estate industry, including mortgage lenders, title companies, and law firms, facilitating the process of signing and notarizing documents related to real estate transactions, refinancing, loan modifications, and other legal documents. So in all shortness, a signing service is the middleman. Think of it as if you back in the day, I don't know if they still have these, but when you needed a job, sometimes you would go to an employment agency and you would tell them, these are my skills, this is my degree, and they would find the job for you and put you on for however long. That is kind of like what a signing service is. You sign up on their platform, you tell them what your skills are, the amount of loans you do, what type of loans you do, and they put you with a title company and do their closings for them. All right. But just know that comes with some cons. And so we're going to talk a little about that. So how signing services work: contracting with clients. Signing services establish relationships with various clients, such as mortgage lenders, title companies, and escrow services who need documents notarized and notarized regularly. Okay. Daily happening, even right now in our economy. These clients contract with signing services to handle the logistics of document signings on their behalf. Okay, so it takes some of the legwork out for you as a notary signing agent, because the signing service is the one marketing to the mortgage lenders, the title companies, and escrow officers, so that they can give them the loan signings, and then they in turn push them out to you, the signing agent. Okay. Number 2 is maintaining a network of notaries. Signing services recruit, vet, and maintain a network of signing agents. These notaries have usually undergone a background check, received specific training in loan signing, and are equipped with the knowledge to handle various types of documents and signings. So when I say vet, that means that you can't just sign up and without anything to show why they should pick you over someone who has done A, B, C, D, and E. Okay, when they say vet, you sign onto their platform. They're going to ask you about your experience. Where did you take training? They're going to want you to upload that background check, and they're going to want to see your credentials. Okay, so that's what vet means. They want to know if you have some experience as well. Now, all signing services, there are some signing services that will give signings to new notaries, signing agents, and we'll talk about that in a little bit, but don't let that discourage you if you're brand new, because we will all have been brand new before. Okay. Number 3, receiving signing requests. When a client needs a document signed and notarized, they send a request to the signing service, and this request includes details about the signing, such as the type of documents, the location of the signing, and the deadline for the completion. Okay, so when you get that notification, these are all of the things that you should see in either in that email or that text. Okay, then they assign the notary. The signing service selects a suitable notary signing agent from their network. That means from the people that signed into their platform, based on their availability. So if you put in there that you're available 24 hours, then you're going to get 24 hours worth of signings whenever they happen. If you're available, and then the next one says proximity to the signing. So if you put that you're willing to travel 50 miles, 60 miles, then they're going to make sure you are included in that loan signing if it happens to be that far from you. If you've limited to saying, oh, I only want to travel 10 minutes or 10 miles from my home, and I only work 3 to 5, then your chances of getting loan signings are slim to none. Okay, so you have to think about that when you're signing up with these signing services. Then they also assign you according to expertise. Sometimes there are some complex loan signings, and they do go out to look for the more experienced signing agents with 0 errors. The way to combat that is to take your training and study your laws and study what you can and can't do as a notary so that you do not make errors. All right. The signing service then sends the notary all this information, including the time, place, and specific instructions for signing. Now, if you accept an order, do know that they are going to give you notary instructions, and you need to take heed and read those probably 2 or 3 times, because they have specific notes that they want you to do for the signing. And if you don't do it, then, that would be a problem. And so you want to pay attention to that kind of stuff. Signing services also do document management. They often handle the transfer of documents between the parties. This may involve electronic documents that need to be printed and brought to the signing, or physical documents that need to be shipped directly to the notary. So this is when you have accepted an appointment. The signing service is responsible for getting you the documents either by mail or by their portal or by email. Okay. Then they're also in charge of the completion and return. So after the notary completes the signing, they return the documents to the signing service or directly to the client as instructed. This might involve shipping physical documents or submitting them electronically. A lot of times through signing services, you're going to need to scan those documents in. And so sometimes they'll say fax, but they really mean scan. So you'll get one of those portable scanners and just scan those in up to their portal or their encrypted email that they have that they usually send you. Payment and feedback. The signing service then processes payment to you, the notary, for your services. And they also collect feedback from their client to ensure the quality of service and address any issues they may have arisen. So a lot of things that I teach in my class and our mentorship is, don't think that these clients or these signers or borrowers aren't going to tell their experience with you to the signing service. Okay. So always show up professionally dressed. Don't wear house shoes. Don't wear cut off sleeves. Make sure you are put together, face and hair, okay, on time. And if they say send a extra copy of documents, do that, because that last part, number 7, payment and feedback, when they start hearing that you're not doing the things that you've signed a contract to do, then you're not going to be called continuously for those assignments. And those signing services talk. And so they have their own little, club. And so you might be on the list and they'll say, this notary signing agent, always late, complains, talks bad about the title company, blah, blah, blah. And so other signing services won't hire you as well. So very important to always go in professionally dressed, be professional, on time, and over communicate. How do signing services find notary loan signing agents for their appointments? Okay, signing service companies employ a variety of methods to find a notary or loan signing agent for their appointments. This is aimed to ensure that they have qualified, reliable, and professional notaries available to meet their clients' needs. Here's how they typically go about it. 1, notary databases. Signing services often use national and state-specific notary databases and directories to find notaries who have registered themselves as available to work. These directories can provide detailed profiles, including qualifications, experience, and areas of specialty. I have a database called notarylotus.com. 2 other ones that you need to make sure you're on are Notary Rotary and SnapDocs. Professional associations. Professional notary associations, such as the National Notary Association, are another resource for signing services looking for qualified loan signing agents. Membership in such associations often indicates that a notary is committed to their professional development and adheres to the code of ethics. Okay, social media and professional marketing, guys. That social media works, I'm telling you. Social media and professional network sites like LinkedIn can be valuable tools for signing services searching for notary loan signing agents. Notaries often share their experiences, qualifications, and services on these platforms, making it easier for signing services to find and vet potential candidates. One note that I would like to add that is not listed here is your Google business page. I get about 2 to 5 a month just from the Google business page of title companies in other states whose clients are closing on their property in my area, and they've found me through my Google business page. And so that's a direct client for a loan signing. So always get that Google business page up and running as well. Number 4, referrals and word of mouth. I love number 4. Okay, referrals from other notaries, title companies, real estate agents, and previous clients are a reliable way of signing services to find competent loan signing agents. A recommendation for a trusted source can carry significant weight. Okay, it feels really good when someone has called you and said, hey, so-and-so escrow officer recommended you. Are you available? Okay, that just speaks volumes about your skills, your professionalism, and it should make you feel good about what you're doing. Criteria for selection. Okay, certification and training. Signing services, escrow officers are looking for, have you gone and got trained? We're paying you X amount of dollars. How much have you spent or done? How much time have you spent to better educate yourself on anything that has to do with loan signings? Okay, so preference is often given to notaries who have completed loan signing agent training and certification. We do have that training at the Notary Training Hub. If you can see the website there, that certification part is also, it usually includes that additional background check. So when you become a notary and commissioned in your state, they run their own background check. In order to be certified as a loan signing agent, you've got to get an additional background check that meets the SPW standards for real estate closings. All right, because you're dealing with very sensitive details and matters with these borrowers. You're getting their bank information, their social security number, cards, IDs, and they need to make sure that you are background screened and passed. So trained and certified 100%, number one. Number two, experience. Experienced notaries, especially those with a background in real estate or legal services, are often sought after. Now, if you don't have that, that's okay. Like I said, many signing services will still give you a chance. I myself had no real estate experience or background. My background is in education and counseling and teaching people how to do things and get from point A to point B. All right. But I still was able to transfer my skills as a professional into loan signing. All right. Again, with additional training and learning about what loan signing and notary is. The next one, they select you by geographical coverage. Notaries who can cover specific or remote areas may be in higher demand. Then we've got technology proficiency. In today's digital age, being proficient with electronic notary or e-notary services and having the necessary equipment can be a plus. Then, of course, don't knock this one out, professionalism and reliability. Then remember I told you signing services are all in a club. They rate you, they give you stars, they give you reviews in their little club. It's a club, but it's a platform, okay? And they'll put on there 5 stars or no 1 star, lacked professionalism, dressed inappropriately, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so just like you can get low stars, you can get high stars too. Okay, so references and reviews from previous assignments are considered to ensure the notary's professionalism and reliability. Getting paid with signing services. Okay, in the notary and loan signing industry, compensation terms such as net 15 or net 30 are commonly used to describe the payment schedules for notary loan signing agents who work with signing service companies. So here's what net 15 and net 30 terms mean. Net 15 means that the notary will receive payment for their services within 15 days after completing the signing appointment. So if your appointment is on December 1st, and their terms say net 15, you can expect to be paid by December 15th, okay? Net 30, same as net 15, except you're waiting 30 days to get paid. Now, there are signing services that go beyond 30 days, up to 45, 60 days. I kind of, if that's something that you want to do, you can. Anything above 60, that's kind of stretching it to be paid for one loan signing. You're waiting 2 months. That's quite a bit of a time. So just like signing services can vet their notary signing agents, you as a notary signing agent can vet your signing service and not sign up with them if you don't agree to their terms, or they have a history of not paying their notaries on time or paying them a decent amount per signing, okay? So you can reject a signing service just like they can reject a notary. These terms are set by the signing service companies and are part of the contractual agreement between the notary and the company. You should be aware of these terms before accepting assignments, okay? No, if you're signing up with a signing service, please let that be one of your checklists, is to see what their payment terms are, so that once you accept an appointment, you don't come back and realize they say we'll pay you in 90 days. That is a long time. And if you agree to it, then that's what you're going to have to wait on until you get paid. Okay, because every time you accept a loan signing, that means you're signing the contract and you're accepting the terms. Now, today I'm giving you 10 signing service companies to sign up with. If you've got a phone or anything, scan this QR code. You will get this for free. 10 signing services that are hiring today for loan signings across all states. Okay, so I'll leave this up for about 1 or 2 minutes. And while I'm doing it, I will take a peek at the chat here before we get to the Q&A session or the next topic. Hello, Pamela. Will this be saved and available for replay? So we're on YouTube. And so once we're done today, YouTube will process this video and it will live on my YouTube channel. And you can come back and watch it at any time. Let's see. Hello, Tracy from Colorado. Been a notary for 4 years. Here to understand direct contracts. Okay, awesome. Nice to meet you. I'm glad you're here. Let's see. Hi, Deborah. New, you're not new. Been here for a while. Charlotte, been here for a while. Awesome. Thank you, Rosanny and Felicia. All right. So hopefully you guys got a chance to scan that QR code. If not, you can come back and watch it once this is processed to get it at that point. Contracting direct with real estate professionals. Okay. So here is the flip side of signing service. Remember, I said they're the middleman. So they do all the work in finding and making the relationships with the real estate professionals. Now, when you go direct, you have to do all of that. But it does come with its pros because you get paid more, right? And so let's talk about contracting directly with real estate professionals. Contracting direct with a real estate professional is a notary signing as a notary signing agent means establishing a direct working relationship with individuals or businesses involved in the real estate industry, such as real estate agents, mortgage brokers, title companies, and escrow companies, without the intermediary role of a signing service. Benefits of contracting direct. Higher earnings, number one, right? Without the middleman, you typically retain a larger portion of the fee for each package, as there's no signing service taking a percentage of your own earnings. So if a signing was allotted by the title company $300, and let's say the signing services has vetted them and got their business, the signing service more than likely is going to take about 60% of that fee and give you 40 or even less than that. Now, when you contract direct, you get that full 100% fee. So that's why you'll see myself and other signing agent educators talking about when you're ready, you need to get out there and market direct, okay? Because your profit margin is going to increase a lot more. Building relationships. Direct contracting allows you to develop a personal relationship with real estate professionals, which can lead to repeat business and referrals, of course, enhancing your reputation and reliability in the local market. Greater control. You have more control over your schedule, the fees you charge, and the specific services you offer. Immediate payment. Often direct contracts lead to quicker payments post-service as you're dealing directly with the source rather than waiting for a signing service payment cycle. So sometimes you will get paid on the spot. Sometimes they'll just mail it to you, which only takes a few days. All right, whatever you have set up with that real estate professional, that's how you'll get paid. How to contract direct. First thing you need to do is learn how to network, okay? Attend local real estate and mortgage industry events, join relevant associations, and engage with professionals on social media platforms to make connections. I've said this so many times. I love a good notary community. I love a good notary conference, okay? Plug Notary Summit, Notary Empower Notary Summit. However, as you're building and growing your business, you need to place yourself in the same rooms or in front of the clients that you wish to do business with. So if you wish to do work with a lot of attorneys and real estate professionals, that is where you need to be networking. If you want to do work with real estate agents or brokers on social media, those are the people you need to be following. Yes, follow a few notary industry professionals like myself in the NNA. However, you need to be following the people you want to work with and commenting and engaging with them on their posts, sharing their posts, getting good with them. Then whenever you have built a working social media relationship, then you can slide in their DM, okay? So when I do these audits for some of my students, and I look on their social media, they're only following family members and people like me, other notaries, and that's it. Well, how is that going to get you paid? It's not. You can follow a few, but the majority of your people that you follow and comment need to be the people you want to work with, okay? Next one is marketing. Develop a professional website, create business cards, and use social media to promote your services. Guys, don't sleep on social media. At least one, okay? Facebook and maybe LinkedIn, or LinkedIn and maybe TikTok, especially if you're a remote online notary. Highlight your certifications when you're marketing, your experience, and your areas of specialization. We have a whole done for you marketing tool and program for you at the Notary Training Hub, where I and my team can create your website for you, create your landing page, create your social media posts, create your marketing, and all of that. Okay, the link is right there in purple if you're interested in looking at that. If not, you still need to learn how to develop a professional website, get your Google business page up. All of those things are part of your marketing plan. You have to have a plan in order to excel in this business, guys. Education and certification. Obtain certifications that are highly regarded in the industry, such as becoming a certified loan signing agent. The recognized programs. This demonstrates your expertise and commitment to professionalism. And then the follow-up, okay? After completing a job, follow up with thank you notes, emails, and inquire about future opportunities. Never just end it. Never just say thanks, thanks for the loan signing. It went great. Follow up with, let me please, I'm available on this days if you need any more. Do you have anything available on this day or in this area? Do a follow-up and include yourself in their future closings, okay? Keeping in touch helps to maintain the relationship and keeps you top of mind for future needs. All right. If you did a loan signing 2 weeks ago and you haven't reached back out to that title company, you're missing out. You should have reached back out before at least one time, and then again in another week or so, because you want to stay fresh on their mind. All right. You need to have a good CRM system. All right, so let's talk about common errors and mistakes loan signing agents make. Use this as a guide of what not to do, okay? Being aware of the most common errors can help agents avoid them, ensuring a smoother signing experience for all parties involved. First one, lack of preparation. Not reviewing the documents in advance. Failing to familiarize yourself with the documents before the appointment can lead to confusion and delays. Insufficient supplies. Arriving without the necessary supplies, such as blue ink pens, stamps, or additional forms. Guys, many times these signing services will include instructions. Must use blue ink. Must use black ink. Must initial here. Must do this. Must do that. So that's why it's important to have those instructions printed with you. I like to highlight the specific things that they ask to make sure I'm doing that at the closing. Missed signatures or initials. Guys, you would be astounded by the amount of notaries that miss their own signature, miss their own stamp, and then in addition, miss having their customer sign initial in certain places. This means the notary was rushing. The notary probably doesn't have a system in place to make sure that this doesn't happen, or, for whatever reason, they're making these mistakes, okay? So overlooking required signatures or initials on some of the documents is a common mistake that can invalidate the entire process, all right? Whenever you have to go back out to do a loan closing, it could delay their whole closing, and they will not be happy with you if that happens. So make sure you take the time to look over your documents 2 times, even 3 if you're new and you want to really make sure. No one's going to penalize you if you stay an extra 5 minutes to make sure everything is signed and initialed, okay? Always have the borrower sign their name as it's printed. John Allen Brown must sign as John Allen Brown and not John A. Brown or J. Brown, okay? A lot of signing services, title companies are very specific about this. Do your best to have the signer sign their name as it's printed. Okay, then there's missing initials. All right. This is, especially as a newbie for your whole first year, I recommend getting those little tabs, those Post-it tabs that are clear or not clear, opaque, red or yellow, green, or it says sign here, initial here. And when you go through your documents before you get to the appointment, go ahead and tag all those areas so you won't forget. Okay. If you ever see any of my tutorial videos or my training videos and you see me going through pages, just pages, I'm checking for where initials go and where signatures go so I can tag it, or I'm just making sure I didn't miss anything. Even as an experienced notary signing agent, I never leave a signing without reviewing the documents at least twice. Never. Okay. That goes to the next bullet point. Always double check the document for areas where initials are required. Check the top, middle, and bottom of the page. Sometimes the initial is at the top or the middle. Don't always assume everything is at the bottom of the page. Initials should match how they are required to sign. For example, Jessica Smith would use JS as her initials. Robert Dale Brown would use RDB. Okay. Incorrectly filled out forms. Completing forms inaccurately, such as writing the wrong date, misspelling names, or entering incorrect information, which can lead to the need for re-signing. Okay, so I, especially, as I get older, I tend to forget some things sometimes. So I usually have a card with the day's date on it, and I just have it right there. So the signer always remembers the date as they're signing, and I do myself as well. Okay. On a little, one of those little small index cards, I would just write the date on it and just have it there at the signing. So we both have the correct date. Okay. Misspelling names. This is something you usually check for before the signing to make sure that the title company, the lender, didn't accidentally misspell names, because they make mistakes too. Many times I've had to share the information with the lender, and they were so happy that I caught the mistake and they were able to redo the documents before the appointment. The 1003 form, also called the residential loan application, is another area where a lot of notaries miss the the little part you have to check off. So it says, if there are two borrowers, meaning husband and wife, husband and brother, wife and brother, or wife and, two people. Okay. It doesn't matter the combo, but if there's more than one person on this loan, that means they're applying for joint credit, and they both need to initial the credit type box. It will be at the top. Okay. And it'll say initial. And if there are two borrowers, don't just have the one person, the main one, the husband, or just the wife initial. Both need to initial there. In most cases, if it has one borrower applying for the loan, then one initial is required. Always refer to the notary instructions you receive prior to any signing. In section 6 of the application, have the borrower and the co-borrower sign and date. So again, if there are two people on the loan, they both need to sign it. Double check this form. Some lenders add additional signature lines on page 13 and 14. I've seen it numerous times where some lenders don't do it. Okay, I don't know the reasoning behind if they do it, why they do it or not. I just know that some closing packages have the extra signatures on line 13 and 14. All right, not following loan document instructions. Each set of loan documents may come with specific instructions from the lender or title company. Not adhering to these instructions can cause significant issues. Instructions are usually emailed, and also the beginning page, beginning 1 to 8 pages of any loan package. So when you get a loan package, especially if it's through a signing service, they'll usually have what's called notary instructions, and it's just the first few pages. So make sure you look at that and review it. Many companies now require that you acknowledge that you have read these instructions by reply to email or signing the instruction page. Why do you think they're doing this? Because so many notaries are messing up and not doing what's on the instructional page. So they messed it up for all of us. Now we all have to acknowledge that we've received it and sign it. So when you get it, if they ask you to sign off that you've received it, just do that. Documents printed incorrectly. Ensure that your printer settings are set to print by PDF size every single time. Some pages are letter and some are legal size. That's the long pages. Incorrectly printed documents may cause for a re-sign or reduction of pay. I had to do redo a closing for a notary that didn't realize it was supposed to be printed on legal size, and she printed them all on letter, and so she cut off half of the words on all the documents of the package. And she didn't realize that until she got there, and the lender was very upset and did not reassign it for her and sent it to me. Incorrectly printed documents may cause for a resign or reduction of pay. And definitely she didn't get paid for that closing. Check for smudges or cutoffs. Check for incorrect information. Some lenders will not accept documents that are printed too lightly or have ink splatter on them. So if your printer is in its last days and there's ink splatter, or the toner is so light you can barely read the words, you need to go get some more toner and reprint those documents. That's part of the professionalism part, giving them documents that are clean. Incorrect notary certificate. Remember, we are notaries before we're signing agents, okay? You should be fully confident on how to complete a notary certificate before accepting a loan signing appointment. So brush up on your notary handbook from your state, all right? Because again, they want to make sure you need to make sure you're knowing how to correctly notarize the document. That's like your number one job, is to notarize the document correctly. Then it's the other stuff of walking the borrower through and making sure initials are there and getting it to FedEx, okay? You should be filling in your notary certificate completely every single time. Include the venue. That's where the signing is taking place. The borrower's name, the date, signatures, and your stamp. Again, many times I've come across signings where they just simply didn't do their notary stamp. They did everything else and didn't stamp the document. It's not a complete notarization if you didn't do that. If the venue says county and if venue, county, and state are incorrect, then you can line through and correct it. One line, initial, and correct it. Okay. If it asks for your notary commission expiration date or your commission number, put that on there. Okay. Some states, it is a requirement. So when I get out of state closings and documents, their notary block looks a little different than ours in Texas. And so if it asks for a little bit more information, then I'm going to put what's required for their state so it's compliant. Incomplete documents. Have the borrower fill in any blanks and answer any questions it may ask. For example, on the marital status affidavit, the borrower must check a box and answer the questions. Okay, it's not understood. They know I'm married. Why do I have to fill this out? That's not my determination, sir. They need you to click here or check here and write in who your wife is right here. Okay. You will scan the documents to see if there are any blanks before handing it to the borrower. If it is good practice to double check documents for blanks twice before leaving the closing table. That just goes with that other tip on a few pages back where I said always double check 2, even 3 times if you need to before leaving. All right, professionalism. Act like a professional. From the moment you answer your telephone until the minute you return a package, you are on the clock. So a lot of signing aid services, even myself, when I call notaries and they're just answering their phone like, hey, what's up? Hello. That's not a professional way to answer your phone if you want to be paid for a closing. It's, hello, thank you for calling so-and-so notary service. How may I assist you today? Easy as that, okay? Act professional regardless of the circumstances. It doesn't matter if the signing is in an office, their home, or on the hood of a car, which I've done all 3. You need to act professional no matter how or where the signing is taking place. COVID times, there was a lot of crazy ways we were doing signings because we couldn't go in the homes or we couldn't go in the office. So yes, we were doing them all kind of places. Always answer your phone professionally. I just went over that. Dress as though you work in an office. Speak to the borrower in a way that shows you are knowledgeable about the documents and that you are there to help them through the process. No matter how irate or upset a customer can become, don't trash talk the signing company, the bank, or the title company. You need to remain neutral, okay? They can say all the bad things. Oh, my lender took forever to get this closing. I rescheduled 8 times. I hate them. You don't say, I hate them too. They didn't pay me 2 weeks, 2 weeks ago. You just remain neutral and shake your head. I understand your concerns. Here's where you need to sign an initial, okay? You are an extension of the company that hired you. They're expecting you to go out and represent them, especially if this is a title company, an escrow officer, a lender. Okay, you need to be representing them professionally. Title companies and signing service do survey their clients about their notary, so always leave a good impression. Always, 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 always. That's that whole remain neutral. Okay. Communication. Communicate with the hiring party that you've received the order, confirm the appointment, you have arrived to the appointment on time, you are finished and dropping off documents, communicate errors on the documents if there are any before you head to the appointment, and then communicate any questions or concerns your borrower had at the closing table. Now, if we've taken signing agent training, we all know that we answer the what questions at the signing table or the closing table, not the why questions. So sometimes they may ask, well, why did my interest change a little bit from here to there? That is not a question for us. We would either contact their lender, or if they want to move through, you would write that information down and pass it on to the hiring party so that they can contact their borrower to answer that question. All right, and so that is it for today. I do have 2 upcoming live trainings for those of you that want to move further into your notary business. Just this Saturday, we've got I'm a Notary Now What live webinars. You can scan right there to get the last few. I think we have about 15 more tickets left for that class. And that's all about once you get your notary commission, now what's next? What do I do in my business? What do I do to structure my business? What do I do to make myself ready to accept appointments, get paid, get bookings, and all of that good stuff? Then in the next month, December 14th, I'm doing all about estate planning and trust mastery. For those of you that want to get into the niche of doing estate planning packages, trust packages, and working with attorneys, you can scan that QR code if you want to join us in that class. All right, questions. We are here for questions. Let me go ahead and scroll up. Thank you guys for waiting to the end of this training or this presentation. And let's go ahead and get to some of these questions here before we head out. I see you guys are in here from so many different states. I love it. Alabama, Dallas, Georgia, Detroit, Paradise, Texas, Nashville, New York. Okay, I love that. All right, so let's get to these questions. How do you suggest adding notary to your LinkedIn profile? So on your LinkedIn profile, if your profile is professional, like as far as all of the work that you've been doing since you graduated college or high school, you would add it in your bio, okay, that you're a notary. Or if you're wanting to restructure your LinkedIn to only focus on I'm a notary loan signing agent, then you would write your title as that. You would write your bio focusing on notary. You would put your website that you can book with. You would put all of your credentials. Most of the trainings that you can take, even the NNA, you can go in where it says, what my education is and what year did I go or what certification. You can tag the company so then it shows up on your page. So if you took my class, you can tag the Notary Training Hub and it will show up on your page. You can link your credentials. You can tag NNA and link it on there as well. I tag the Secretary of State because I went through training with them and I am a commissioned notary in my state. So I want the people that are looking for me to know that I'm credentialed in my state for sure. You want to follow other industry professionals that you want to work with, attorneys, real estate professionals, and that's it. You just write information about yourself as a notary, but put it in your bio or your About Me section. And if you don't have a professional headshot, invest in that at some point so that you can put that as your profile picture. Let's see. I have a class right now, so I'm unable to play the audio. I would like to know if there would be a recording so I could listen to this later. Yes, Tawana, this is on YouTube. So once we're finished here, it will already be on the YouTube channel under the podcast Signature Moves. Okay, so Grit to Growth is the overarching page where I talk about a lot of different things about personal growth and business growth. Signature Moves is where I focus only on notary things. Like today, we're focusing on notary loan signing agent. On my phone, I was just going to ask a question about scanning the code. Deborah, if you're on your phone right now, just wait till this video is processed and rewatch it and just fast forward to the parts where the QR code is. Okay. Or you can go straight to the website, notarytraininghub.com. And I put the link right there on those pages. Deborah is interested in having a mentor. We have a mentorship program and community. Again, if you just go to notarytraininghub.com and click mentorship, you'll see the programs that we have. Let's see. Tawana says she's renewed her commission, but need to get new notary supplies. All right. Now's the time. Amazon has a lot of deals going on. If you go to my Amazon page, I've listed all of the Amazon supplies that you can get from Amazon, the printer, the scanner, and all the little knickknacks. Okay, Angel, should you contract directly if you do not have a lot of signing agent experience? I would say that is your personal preference and your confidence level. I went straight into marketing directly on my first day. So I did a combination of signing services and direct, because I wanted to go ahead and start building that experience and getting myself used to talking about my services. So I would just go in and talk to them about my services. And each time I went to someone new or revisited, I got better and better and better at talking about my business, my services, asking them the pertinent questions that would foster a line of communication. And I just got better at being personal with them. So I started right away. Not all of them worked with me right away, but I did get 1 to 2 within that first 4 months, a direct client. How much does it cost to get started in this industry? I would say a good $1,000 would be the cost, and that's not all at once. That is just after you've done each thing. So you could do one thing every month or 2 things a month. So your commission first, which is probably going to be $50 to $60. Your bond, which will probably be another $40 to $50. And then any supplies that you need, you can have a budget of $200 to start out with. And then if you want to do a website, you've got a budget for that. You've got a budget for any marketing materials. And then if you want to get into some of the specialty notary services, such as loan signing, the training could cost anywhere from $200 to $500, depending on who you go with. The certification and the extra background check, which I believe is about $70, not too much. So I would say all in for the first year, maybe $1,000 being very, conservative. And not all at one time. You don't have to get everything at one time. That's the best part. You can do other things like field inspections, general notary work to bring income in to help pay for some of the next things that you need for your business. Nadine, you purchased a plan. Okay, what plan did you purchase, Nadine? Let's see. Hello, Miss Busy Diva from Houston. What CRM system do I recommend? I really like HubSpot. 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 Hello, Lisa from Little Rock. All right, let's see. Ashley, let's see. Thank you for the info. I was just curious, after you get commission, bond, and supplies, should you open an LLC and get an EIN number? All right. So again, this is a personal preference. If you're thinking about this long term, if you're thinking about professionalism and all of that good stuff, then I would recommend you go ahead and structure your business accordingly, meaning getting it incorporated as an LLC, getting an EIN number, getting a bank account, getting a business email address, getting a website, all of those things to structure your business. Do you have a second phone for notary signings only? How do you handle loan signing services who send you a request 2 hours before the signing? Yes, from day one, I've always had 2 phones. I don't let anything business touch my personal phone, because anytime a notification, a phone call, anything is going straight to my business phone. I'm always answering it. I screen calls all day on my personal phone because I'm just like that. But I know if this one ticks or dings, it's some about my business. There are some apps that you can use. Just be aware that sometimes like apps like I think it's Grasshopper and Google Voice will drop calls or not send calls through or text. And in loan signing, that's kind of part of the business. You need to get every single notification. And I did test that out in my first few days and I didn't like that. Also, the notifications came in slow. And so loan signing, if you take more than a minute to either accept or decline, they've given it to somebody else. And so I don't like any extra delays. So I did purchase a separate phone and a separate phone line. How do I handle loan signings? Request 2 hours before signing. If I'm available, I say I'm available. If I'm not quite available, I say I'm available, but can you push it to this time? I give them an alternative time every single time. And they either accept that or not. Most of the times they do because they've already couldn't find a notary anyways. And so you'll say, oh, I'm happy to do that, but I can't do it at 3, but I am available at 4:30. And they'll either say yes or no. Most of the time they'll say yes. But always respond. Never let a notification come through your phone and you know you can't do it and just leave it there. Always either click decline or reply, I'm unavailable at this time because I already have an appointment, and give them an alternative time or thank them for the consideration. I just got here. Hope I didn't miss much. We're almost done, but you can just rewatch it, Spark. Speaking of professionalism, always check your spelling. Okay, good. Thank you, Jen. That was great information. Great presentation. Thank you, Nadine. What time is the training on 11/2? It is at, what time is it at? I believe, well, if you click the link, it's in the middle of the day, but every ticket holder, every training I do is always recorded. So you get the replay, you get the files, regardless of if you can show up live or not, every single time. You're welcome, Kimberly. Thank you for being here. Great info as always. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Nikita. Yes, we do have the Halloween sale going on, 30% off. You caught it. So yes, if you got the email, you can use that link. I'm sorry, that code to get 30% off. Do I have resources when it comes to doing taxes for your notary business? Yes, if you go to notarytraininghub.com and click on Information Center, that's my blog and article site. And I do write articles and blogs on taxes and other things that you'll need to know for your notary business. Also, if you're in our mentorship program, we have a tax professional come twice a year to give you specific things to do for your notary business to prepare you for tax season. All righty. Oh, Pamela, great question. Is there a way to view the reviews and feedback that signing service companies are leaving about me? Not really, unless you own a signing service as well. So for example, in SnapDocs signing services, they have access to that. And so no, you usually cannot see what they're saying about you. If you have a working relationship with a title company owner, they may go and look for you and let you know what they're saying. Let's see, on the December class, do you need to be an experienced notary? No, you don't. You just need to have your commission and I'll teach you the rest, okay? You can do that right now. You can download your usually free handbook from your Secretary of State website and learn about the laws in your state, the notarizations in your state, and the information about the legal things that a notary can and cannot do. And once you're up to date with the basics of notary, you can move on to any specialized service, such as estate planning and trust. Estate planning sounds great. Thank you. I'm hoping to see you there. Can loan signing clients sign at different times? Yes, they usually will coordinate that if they need to do that. Just did a commercial signing just like that, where we had 2 signers, but each one signed at a different time. What is the best dual tray printer? I like Brother commercial printers, dual tray monochrome, meaning just black ink. I don't recommend color ink printers for this business, because unless you're printing things in color, you're just spending extra money on color ink and you're not using the ink. So just get the black and white one. All right. If requested, do you go with a new agent for their first? If requested, do you go with a new agent for their first jobs? Are you talking about me? I do sometimes. I'll hire a new agent for any jobs that I send out, as long as you have some training and I can check your credentials. Is my loan signing agent the same as the NNA? It is not the same. We both have our own different trainings covering mostly the same information, though. Thank you. You're welcome, Miss Ashley. Thank you. Thank you. Is a contract required when working with direct clients? That's a really good question. Some will send a contract to you, some will not. I usually I always like to get something in writing or give them my own contract once we come to terms that, hey, on Thursdays, I'm coming into your title office to do all your loan closings. Great. Let's put that in a contract and how much I'm going to be paid for each one, so that there isn't any funny business or anyone, if there's an escrow officer that may take leave and someone takes their place. And then here I am showing up on Thursdays and they're like, who are you? What are you doing here? I'm not paying you. Well, the contract says when I come and do your closings on Thursdays, I am coming from these hours and getting paid this amount. So trying to get a contract signed by whoever you're working with is ideal. We do have contract attorney drafted contracts on the website notarytraininghub.com that you can use in like templates where you can insert your information. Do I recommend becoming an online notary or mobile notary? I do recommend it if your state allows it. Headshots in the DFW area. Oh, good. I need to get a list of recommendations. If you email me, Kimberly, I'll send you some of the people I use for headshots in the DFW area. My email is amber@notarytraininghub.com. All right. Hopefully that'll get sent off to you guys. A good question. Thank you. All right. A few more questions here. We've got 3 minutes. You're welcome, Miss Nakini. What business phone line do I recommend? Whatever phone line you already have, they usually have a business portion. So for example, I have AT&T for my personal phone. I just went in and said, hey, I need a business line. And they said, sure. And if you've got your business structured, you can do it under your EIN and start gaining business credit that way as well. We have the Business Credit 101 class on notarytraininghub.com if you need that as well. All right. Nadine, oh, you purchased the Level Up plan. Awesome. I can't wait to get that started for you. Thank you, T. Thank you. Thank you. Guys, if you, Darlene, how do I get the 30% off code? So if you are part of my free newsletter, all about notary tips and all good things notary, I sent that email out today. Let me grab that link for you guys really quick. So you'll just join my newsletter and get the emails that I send out. So let me get that for you. 1 second. All right, so I've just put that in the chat, or you can go to my website, notarytraininghub.com, scroll all the way to the bottom on the home page, and where it says join the newsletter, you just put your email there. Pamela, I don't have a signing service company. I am a boutique notary scheduler. So I send them out just through my notary company. And I typically send that out to the people in my mentorship community because I know they've been trained by me. Do you have software preference for online notary? I don't have a specific preference, but I do like Proof. I like Blue Notary. Those are really good for starters and are good user face for both you and the customer. Where can I get a list of companies for general notary? There aren't companies for general notary. General notary customers find you via your marketing efforts. Okay. Google, Yelp, Facebook, going to businesses, handing out business cards, flyers, things like that. Which signing service do I like the best? The one that pays, baby. The one that pays. I don't have a favorite one. There's a lot of really good ones, and there's a lot of ones that aren't the best. And like I said before, if you're just joining me, you don't have to go with certain signing services if you don't like their terms. Thank you, Nunaya. I appreciate that. I appreciate your comment. Okay, we got one more question. You may have answered this, but what module would you suggest newbies, no experience, to start with? I always start with my notary business plan. That sets you up for creating a plan for growth and success in your business. I actually give you my notary business plan in that class. And then from there, it would be Notary 101, where we get into a deep dive into general notary and your business. That's where I would start. All right. I think we did well today. If you have any additional questions, you guys just email me. I answer emails every single day. I'm happy to answer you and get you what you need. Thank you for joining today. If you are joining live, gracias. If you are joining on the replay, gracias. And I'll see you at the next one, guys. I'll talk to you later.